that's my theme music. It's all about tattoos, and like half of the artists today are tattooed up, right? Well, this is about a gentleman who's going into the regular workforce. Here's what he writes about tattoos. More specifically, before you even get there, we're talking about the interview process. Today's viewer writes, I am currently unemployed and I am going on job interviews. I have several tattoos on my arms and my wrists. So my question is, should I cover up my tattoos when I'm on interviews or let them show? I feel that if I cover them up and get a job, I'll have to keep them covered up. What do you think? Thank you so much, viewer, for writing in. You know what? My personal opinion on this is that you should be allowed to express yourself through your body art. And goodness knows, just about everybody walking around out there, especially under a certain age, has something or other expressing themselves. Piercings, whether it's tattoos, different sort of hairstyle, expressing their own individuality. But when it comes to a job interview, do you want to let it all hang out if you're, say, going for a government job? Or does it depend on where you work? Does the neck tattoo, I teased with wisdom earlier, but, you know, that's a very glaring thing. And is it up to the employer at the end of the day? But you know what? To really get the bottom line on this, we have to call in some big guns to get some advice on really how impactful tattoos can be, where you have them, and all of that. We're saying good morning today to our friend Jason Levin, career and outplacement coach and the founder of Ready, Set, Launch, LLC. We just thought you were so dynamic as far as tips for those trying to get back into the workforce after the recession. So we wanted to have you in today.
Thank you.
Because, you know, a lot of people have tattoos today, and I'm not talking just like the discreet one that you can't see, but the arms, some even on the neck, and this isn't just for like old sailors anymore, if you will.
A lot of people do have tattoos. If you look at a research poll last year by Harris, 1 in 5 Americans have tattoos.
Right.
A Pew Research poll did a piece of research. People between the ages of 18 to 29, 2 in 5 Americans have tattoos.
That's amazing.
So there are more tattoos on people, but at the same time, interesting, last year, there was a 30% uptick in tattoo removals. And more than almost half said the reason they removed their tattoos was for employment reasons.
So when you're sitting there, before you even go on that job interview, and you have even ones that are down here.
Sure.
Do you cover it up, or is that sending the wrong message when you go to work on Casual Friday, letting it all hang out, and then you got like the whole story of the wreck of the schooner Hesperus on your sleeve? You know,
and it's a great question. And what you were talking about earlier, it depends. So it depends if you're going into an industry where individual expression is valued. So fashion or music.
Okay.
And they're almost going to ask you, so why don't you have a tattoo? Because creativity is valued. But if you're going into a potential workplace like government or a law firm where it's more conservative, I'd recommend covering up.
Do you have to stay covered up, Jason?
Do great work. Get the trust of your colleagues, and then after 3 to 6 months, you can evaluate whether or not that the people would value you for your tattoos.
Can an employer, and I know it's so subjective.
It is.
But can an employer could look at you and notice that tat right at your collarbone, and say if you're a woman, and say, not the kind of person we want working here? Is there anything illegal about that? Like we can't discriminate on gender and sexual orientation?
Unfortunately, unfortunately, it's very difficult for someone to even concentrate in the interview when they're looking at your tattoo. So it's not only about discrimination, but they're looking at your body. Is that a dragon or is that a flower?
Right.
And they're not even listening to you. So the real goal of the interview is that the person in front of you should be evaluating you.
Okay.
And not getting any distractions.
So it's not that you are trying to hide who you are, it's that you're presenting sort of a palette, an open palette or a clear palette for the job to evaluate you.
Exactly. You want to present your best professional self.
Okay.
This is not Friday night out with your friends.
Right.
This is a job interview. Present your best professional self, get them comfortable with you. After you get in the door, do great work, get them to trust you, get them to know you, and then you can see where the winds are blowing and seeing if tattoos would be acceptable.
I love it. That's why we wanted to have you in today.
It's a
Jason
pleasure.
is actually on jury duty. Sorry, I'm spilling all your secrets. Came over and has got to go right back, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I think it's a huge viewer impact for a whole lot of folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, keep sending me those questions.